Our last preview game, Mike, is BYU and Oregon. It's a 3:30 Eastern kick on the Fox Network. BYU, big win over number 9 Baylor last week in Provo, but I think they spent themselves. It was a great effort. The crowd was electric all night. However, the Cougars are not very successful historically playing back-to-back tough games. They will knock off someone. You'll get all excited about them. They'll have a tough game again the next week, and they lose. And everyone seems to be writing off the Ducks because Georgia manhandled them down in Atlanta a few weeks ago. Well, if that's the criteria to be written off, then there's going to be a lot of teams written off this year because Georgia, they're just good again.
Yeah.
Oregon was able to regain some confidence against Eastern Washington last week, able to work on timing, those type things. But more importantly, I think they were able to heal up from that beating that they got in Atlanta. And I'm talking about not on the scoreboard, but the physical beating. I think Oregon's in a position they may go back and they may start snowballing some opponents like they did back when Chip Kelly was calling the offense. But regardless of what happens here, I think the Ducks get the win.
They're a small favorite. Here's the thing. Brigham Young, they're built to withstand these fast-paced teams because they have 25, 26-year-old men up front. I mean, grown men, and they're solid up there. But I agree, this is a dicey spot for Brigham Young because, listen, these players are hearing, hey, if Brigham Young gets past Oregon, they're in the talk for the college football playoff since Cincinnati has paved the way. And look, that's going to have some effect on these players as well. Oregon's favored by 3.5 points. The total is 58. I'm going to lean to under in this game. It's a high-profile game, and the number's a little bit inflated, so that's usually where I come in on the under.
All right, well, Mike, that's our preview games for the week. We have to narrow things down because of time constraints. But, you and I always talk off the air about special games that we like or that we weren't able to preview totally. What's one that you're looking at this week that we haven't been able to talk about very much?
Yeah, a lot of times my picks and my bets are on games that aren't on ABC or ESPN. Those numbers are always sharp. I try to find other spots where I can have a little bit of an edge. Today, I'm going to focus on Appalachian State because they're in a tough spot. They played North Carolina week 1. Then they come off the biggest win ever at A&M. Now they're at home against.
Hey, now wait a second. Is that bigger than the Michigan win? You think?
It depends on how you look at it. Remember, they were a 1AA opponent when they beat Michigan. Right. And then so now they're, I don't know. I mean, I would say probably the Michigan because that's kind of what led them, to going on to be 1A or FBS. But both of them are great wins. And the point is those teams coming off those big wins, there's always a letdown. So now they have lowly fellow Sunbelt, opponent in Troy coming in. Now App State's wiped the field with them the last 3 times they played. Prior to that, it was always close and Troy held their own. So I think it's a perfect letdown spot. And the road teams covered 5 out of 7 in this series. They're favored by 12.5 points. And we know that underdogs perform very well at that number. So I'm going to take Troy plus the points.
Well, for my upset of the week, and, I start looking at the schedule back during the summer and think, okay, this is going to be, if we don't preview this game, then this could be my upset. I thought that Miami and Texas A&M, I thought that game would be in the mix for me to pick the Canes in an upset. But the way things are right now, I don't even know if that would be considered an upset because over the last 5 games, Miami is 4-1 over the last 5 games. Texas A&M is 2-3. And had they chosen to go play in a bowl game, they probably would be 1-4 right now in the last 5 games. But listen, I can't, I can't choose Auburn because I've already said I think the Tigers get the win there. So I'm going to give you something else. Kansas goes into Houston and upsets the Cougars, and the Jayhawks start 3-0 for the first time since 2009 with Mark Mangino at the helm.
Coach, Kansas getting 8.5 or 9 points. I like it.
Mm-hmm. And of
Good
course,
pick there. We'll see what happens. They're a big dog.
Yeah, they are. And of course, now you pick everything with considering the point spread. You know me, I'm just 1 point away, baby. I'm picking them straight up.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is as the listeners can take Kansas on the money line.
Yeah.
If they want to take a chance, throw some on the money line. That'll be an interesting game. I'll add that to my watch list.
Yeah, but hey, now when Houston beats them by 40, don't come back yelling at me, okay?
Oh no, you know what chair I sit in. I have to hear that. If we go 10-2, we hear about the 2 losses, not about the 10 wins.